Hi everyone, welcome to another new video. First of all, this video is basically for civil engineers or construction related professionals. So I will gather responses from this part type of people. Only others may leave now, it's no good to you. So this program, I would like to say it as a workflow for how you can get official cost estimation, later generate bill of quantity. Some people say schedule of work directly from your AutoCAD drawing. So before starting this, why should you do that? Well, I know it's nothing new to you guys. Tons of similar things are running on the internet. So here is the why, the difference. This whole thing is a progressive one, meaning that anyone can develop this easily from anywhere right after my code, and it will work perfectly fine. Purpose of this workflow is just to make a cost estimation, but also relate the estimate with relevant drawing, putting the same ID in both of them. This is helpful when things got bigger bigger you guys struggle to find which work volume you are dealing with, wherever it locates in the drawing. So this is the all basic illustration of this, and now I'm going to dive into this, the required environment to run this workflow. First of all, you will need AutoCAD 2016 or higher. Any version will work fine. Second, we need MS Access Runtime 2010 32-bit. I'll put a link description of this folder. This is the supporting application, you have to install it. This is 32-bit version. It uses a drive named SCDB or MDB. So you don't need to know that deep. Just follow this. Go download and install this one. And other supporting files are also given here. Say this file. Extract this to your root directory of C. There should be a folder named RSEPS 2022, and it will be looking like this. So first of all, I would like to show you the workflow of this. First of all, we will create AutoCAD dynamic box where we extract data to some sort of a file name, this ss.mdb, and later by running this application right here, this one, we will get the cost estimation prepared inside our RCPs folder. So this is the workflow. So further much talking earlier, let's put an example so you guys will have a clear knowledge about that. So when you if so this is the only thing. Now I will show you guys an example of handling and operating this workflow with the AutoCAD dynamic block. I know it's a ocean of a topic, but I will show you a little bit of it. You'll find other resources, videos on YouTube and other sources. I want you guys to search them, study them, and practice more and more how they actually works. I'm going to make a simple example of a brick wall block, write relevant function to get the detail estimation. So first of all, let's make a rectangle in this drawing file ssdwc. All files are inside this folder, so go open it. So to create any new block, you will have to, let's put a line here, white color here. Let's change the layer. First of all, we are creating a wall, brick wall. Say its length should be of 5 feet. That's 1.52 meter. Okay. So I'm not explaining too much because I expect you guys you have a certain knowledge about Autocad dynamic blocks, how to operate them and extract data from this. So I'm not that convinced to do that. So let's put the thickness here of 10 inches. So dimension here 10 inches. Another line here. Okay, here and here. Okay, this is our block, but I know this is a static line, nothing else. To make this new block, just select and type DLOC block and hit enter. Here we should give a name to it. Say it's a brick wall test. I'm making test because I have already created this type of name, so we are that one block should have a unique name. You can use numbers but no special characters, definitely. Now I have to add a pick point here. Say this pick point should be here, and okay, we're good to go. Now select this, and this is just static block, nothing dynamic. You just can drag them here and there, but it's no purpose. So make it dynamic, right button to block editor. So here is the actual block here. So I'm not explaining too much because it will take a long time to make a video about this. I hope you guys understand why I'm not explaining. I'm setting parameter here, the length. This should be the length of the wall. I'm changing this to length. Okay. Again, another dimension here, and this one should be the thickness of the wall. Remember these parameters and attributes. We will when we write relevant code to our app.exe, we'll need this parameter names. So our length and thickness are set, but no action. So now I'm adding actions here. Stretch, select parameter, and what do you say? Parameter associate corner from corner. This is a test. You can modify a lot of things, so I'm not explaining everything. Select the panel and stretch the objects, these two, and hit enter. Okay. Now this one and this one will stretch, but this will stay, and we have action move here. Select parameter, set point, and select object, and hit enter. Okay, so our test block runs fine. It will, you can check them in here, but I will finalize and finally check everything if it's okay. Now the another action here, this thickness. So stretch action, select parameter, select point, and specify the frame. So to specify the frame will be this way. Okay, so now I want to stretch this line and this line here. Select object and hit enter. Again, this line will stay, with the when it's stretched, I want them to move with this thickness. So action move, select parameter, select point, and hit object. And okay, so this is where this should be work fine. Let's test it. I know it's somewhere down there. Control all. I don't know why this works so little. Okay, this is the dynamic block we just created. We can stretch them here or either direction. So you see this parameter got a new input by drawing, and this one also. So to estimate the cost estimation of this brick wall, we will need other properties like if we want to plaster both sides, or painting and other things maybe. So I'm going to close the test block here and set the attributes. Okay, the first attribute is I want things invisible. If you make this thing visible, it will shown up here. Let's make a try here. Say the tag name should be id, and the id default value here. This is too much. Text height now, places here. Okay, so this id is a visible attribute. We don't want that, because when your drawings get bigger and bigger, these things will just make your drawings dirty, nothing else. So I'm making them invisible. Just select it and maybe properties or quick properties. I see where is hidden invisible here. So just invisible is equals to yes. Okay, so I want another parameter, say this parameter this attribute should be like if you want to plaster both sides, then another parameters to paint. Listen, it's an example, so we can change them later. So plaster tag, the attribute name should be plaster, and prompt should be also plaster, and the value should be true. So the default value is true. That means whenever we use this block, the default values will be the first will be set if we do not change them. Okay, so this thing is paint, this also paint, and the value should be true. Alright, you can certain a lot of things. If this is the inner side and this is the outer side of the building, so this will be a interior paint, and this one should be an exterior weather coat. So you can add different type of attributes here, but for simplicity I am skipping those. So we have everything id set, plaster and paint. Now it's okay, we can get out of it. The name of the was brick wall test, and save changes here. Now we will delete here. Let's give it a try. Okay, this is insert here. I don't know, but this happens every time. Okay, so the dynamic blocks should be in the insert portion here. There's a lot of already created blocks in this sheet. Don't worry, ours is the last one, this one, brick wall test. Okay, you see, this is our block, and this is the attributes field. Say this id is brick wall um, brick wall, what I don't know, maybe brick wall outside, and the plaster is true and paint is true. We want both of them. Okay, this is set, and you can stretch them, set thickness like this. It's very easy, and you can also see the dimension here. You just drawn or put input here. Say I want a 5 meter one, so into 5, it will be a 5 meter length. All right. Okay, and then we have this the wall thickness maybe 10 inches, 0.25. Enter. You see thickness is 0.25. So is it recording? Okay, so now this is done, and we done drawing here. Again, this is a example, just when you create more complex blocks like this. I created here, say this is a door, and if you insert them, the door width, door height, these are my already created dynamic blocks, and I have already written codes about them. You can use them also, but first okay, here you can see the type of door: wooden with mortise lock, glass door, sliding door, plastic, collapsible, everything you can set here. So I'm not going in that direction. We just create a new block, and how we make relevant code to this. Okay, after drawing, we should type data extraction and enter. Use this button here, next, and go to this C drive to 2022 and this txt file. Remember, use always this txt file always, and select twice. Yeah, 2022 txt. Yeah, let's see, next. Okay, here we see the display all objects here. Uncheck them, and this is the only dynamic block present in our sheet. So if we select them, it will have all the inputs we just given in. Just check them and next. In this portion, we are nothing but extracting data to our this file ssmdb here. So just next, and remember this path, next, and finish. So we have done something, nothing, just exporting the data right here. So we open this and see the files. Okay, in this table you see the name of this block was brick wall test, the id was outside, length was 5 feet, and the thickness was 10 inches. Okay, so using these attributes values, we will write relevant code in this application, and by running a function, we will get the cost estimation inside this software, RSEPS font. Yeah, so I'm going to show you step by step. Now open app.exe. Definitely you will need internet connection, active internet connection to run this. So this is the app.exe. Okay, so now I'm going to write the block name here. This is our code editor. We have to run the write the relevant Python code, function code, to make this work. Okay, so now the first of all, what was the name of this block? Brick wall test. Okay, so the name was brick underscore wall underscore test. So this is the block name. It's case sensitive. Just type in as exactly as you done in the drawing. So now we are writing the function right here. So define this block and underscore fn, and inside this parameter index and any name, say block, maybe something else, anything you can write. Okay, so this is basically a Python function, and the name convention should be like this. This portion is your block name, and the function name should be underscore fn, and the parameters should be index and block. Okay, so the first line should be we have code here. We need codes. For before this, I'd like to show you guys from where you can get these schedule codes. Schedule of rates will be somewhere here. Okay, so this is nothing but a manual procedure of making cost estimation. So we will go to add or reduce estimates to find the codes of works, get item from list. So this is what we are finding brickwork. Find description. So this is 125 5 inches brickwork. This is 5 inches square meter unit, and this is a cubic meter unit. So we will, okay, we can go to the building works here also. Okay, brickworks first class quick. Okay, this is the cubic meter unit. We can take this one, 504, for your surety simplicity. Let's check this. This code contains unit rate. This is not important. Important is the description. This is brickwork with first class brick, cement, mortar, FM 1.2, 1.6 in foundation plinth, so on. So it's a brickwork code item, and we want a plaster item also. Plaster item here. Exterior, exposed, brickwork, plaster. Where is plaster here? Okay, 12 mm thick plaster here. So we're gonna insert this one, and painting here on exterior. Okay, we can take it. It's just a demonstration. When we do our regular works, we will be more specific to our codes. Okay, so to view all, the number one was the brickwork. The number two was the 12 mm thick cement sand plaster, fresh cement, which is in unit square meter. Remember, this code works with square meter. This unit rate includes everything: the material cost, labor cost, transportation cost, everything combined. It's made by LGI, Local Government Institute of Bangladesh, one of the best department currently present in our country. You don't you just need this description only. You can ignore this unit rate, because tender will set this according to his capability. Okay, next one is this one is the painting code right here, and this is also a square meter unit. So this is how you get this code here. Okay, now go back to code editor. So this is brickwork code. Brickwork. Okay, from there I can directly copy from here. So to input inside this inside this software. From here you have to type RSEPS. I'm gonna skip this portion here. I'll explain when it's done. Okay, I am done my coding here. So this is how I'm explaining the code now. Our brick wall test. This is the block name, and this is the function name. And to insert a line inside the report, cost estimation report here, you have to line this command and your relevant calculation logics inside this function. And this line has a format. Say I have demonstrated well enough here. So this is the object of our report. So the object has a method called input data. So write like this: RSEPS dot input data, and inside this method there is a parameter called input, estimate input, and this should be a list, and the list items are following as the item code. So where do you find the item code? In this example you will find the item code here from brickwork, type brickwork, and the corresponding code should be here. So in this here we add brickwork item code on and other things. Then the second one is a default thing, serial, and the parameter should be index. This index should match with this parameter, so always use index always. So I'm not explaining why to do that, because the other relevant programmings are depending on it, so don't try to change it. Then this one is the deduction. If it's a deduction value, it's a minus value, then this line should be this value should be 1, and if it's not deduction, normal line, then put a 0, and then inside the inverted it should be an f string of then description here. Whatever you want to write, it will send exactly whatever you write here. And inside this curly braces, we can use the variables, say the block ID, the block name, anything, whatever you want to show in the description. This description is not this one, this description is here, this description, location of the component. So now then the description gone, then the length, width, and height. That important thing is, it's not always going to be length, width, and height. It can be different things just to find out the work volume. And this is the length, width, and height, and then comma. This one is the result, their volume. If there any something occurs that it's a two-dimensional measurement, then suppose say length and width are present, it's a square meter unit, then the height should be none. Height should be like this none. I have used here. Say the plaster item, it's a square meter unit. Let's check it. Copy this code and paste it here. You see, this cement plaster item is a unit of square meter, so the it will have only length and width, and this one is disabled. So for this disabled item you have to put none, like this: length, width, and none. And the next thing is the result. So if there is none, do not multiply any non-type item here. It will throw an error. Just length and width should be the result, and then comma the number of item. Now we are here, a brick wall of brickwork should be only one brickwork. So the number of item of in case of brickwork, it will be one, and if we paint both side of the either side of the wall, then number of item would be 2. And this thing, block number of item, it's a by default value. Always type this. Your number of item will be this one here. So if you have 5 items like this, you have 5 star, that's a multiply block number of item. Just copy paste this format. Always type this. This is something else. It's like if you have the similar item again and again. Say I have a 5-meter wall, similar item. Say copy 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 items like here, you don't need to type here where it is. You don't need to type 5 here. You can just always put 1, and exact same number of block will be automatically generated from source code. It's nothing but you are updating the source code right here, source.txt. This is the source code. You are updating this one, writing here. Okay, so this is the format how you insert a line insert. Now I am going to show the real values of what we get from our dynamic block brick wall test. It's estimate input. This is the brick wall code. If you want to see, let's copy and paste it. See, this is brickwork with first class brick. Now going back, so the item code, and this is default text. It will generate a unique serial, nothing else. This is not a deduction, so it's 0. Then the description is wall at block ID. Remember the block ID was here. I'm going to delete the others. Okay, so the block ID is here outside, so the text will be like wall at outside. Okay, then the block length, width, and thickness, and the result is length, width, and height. Number of brickwork is 1, and this is the default text. You don't need to worry about. Okay, now we have done the brickwork, this line for brickwork, and then we are going to the next item. If block cluster, this parameter is collecting from here, this attribute. This is the cluster. If you extract data with the value of something else rather than true, then this logic will fail, and this whole sort of block won't run. So this is the flexibility. If you want to add the only plaster item or the paint item or none of this, then you can write false here and here. So similarly, the paint, if the paint is like this, paint item, this is the input item, this is the code, item code, then length, width, and remember this, we are doing these items both side of the wall, so I am putting number of item is equals to 2 here and here also. Okay, so if you done writing your function, I I suggest you to test this function if it works really or not. If it works, it will show a success message. That's test function here. Let's back it. Test function here. Okay, if you have this message, success message, so your function has successfully injected inside this software. How you open this software? This software is right here. After extracting the supporting file, this is the file, md file RSEPS font. Open it, and the latest file by clicking here. This is the cost estimation you just generated from this editor, successfully injected. Let's check it. We have a 5-meter wall of 10-inch thickness, height of 3 meter. You see the height is the attribute 3 meter. Okay, let me open this, and we have a plaster here of the surface area of this wall, 5 meter and 3 meter, and this is either side of the wall, so the number of item is 2. If you guys recognize, the it is the description. This outside is coming from this ID. So basically it was this is the one of the purpose of this whole workflow, to set an common ID inside the drawing and both inside the report. So you can when the enter things got bigger and bigger, it will be easier to find the item by its ID. So similarly, the painting is also done like this. This is the surface area, and either side are painted. So number of item is equals to 2. This 2 is these 2. Okay. So the total amount is calculated here, and now if you generate the report, just print here. This is the print button. Print from here and select input wise sorting and view estimate. So this is the estimate of cost estimation. The unit rate is followed by a current of our currency. I don't know how it changes someday. Then maybe I have to update this also. So the brickwork. So this is the our report. It's extremely helpful when your cost estimation is way much larger rather than just 1 or 2 pages. We can make this manually very fast. We don't need to do that. But when the when things got bigger, like a whole building or itself, maybe, so everything will be so sophisticated if we use this workflow. So this is the final demonstration of testing a new block. And if you want to set this function to your ID, it's a free ID, requires no password or nothing else. It's like creating a folder, say test user, the folder name test user. Never use any special cases, either the block name or the function name or something else. Never use spaces also, it will throw error. So I hope you guys understand. This is the test user, and If you key it here and update to web button, then it will your relevant files, the drawing files, DXC files, the MDB files, everything. This drawing file also, everything will source text, everything will updated to this folder on the cloud. Later part, whenever you update a function, you just put your user ID and login to get back them. So I am going to update to web here because it's successfully run. So before that, I want to close this. Yes, if anything is open, no. So I am opening, I am updating to web. Okay, this will take some time to update this file to cloud. You see the statuses are here: source text, twg, dxc, and mdb file. If these are 4 files are done uploading, then you are good to go. So your user id is test user, and we just updated our function. Let's check it. Source text, see where is the source text. This is the define brick wall function or test function. This function we just wrote here. Okay, and this one also updated to the web also. If you somehow lost your files or do another drawing or something like that, you just maybe you have lost these files also, you can get them back by just simply logging them. Say test user, we just created this folder and log in here. Remember, okay, log in here. So our files will be downloaded very soon. This is the test source file, this is your drawing file. It will download it automatically if you log in now. See, this is the drawing file we just deleted a little bit while. This is our drawing, remember? Okay, so this is the basic demonstration of how we get connected with your drawing file and the estimate report by using this application. And if you have any problem running this thing, please follow this environment thing. First of all, you need this Autocad 16 or higher, and any kind of issue with this application here, this application, just try to install this one. And this is the folder. Let me check you. This is the 2020 RSEPS 2020 folder. Just extract them right here. See root directory. Okay. So if you further any problem, even after that, you can contact me. I will put everything in the link description. So till then, bye bye.